Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Sula and I do Elvis Presley videos. I'm a big fan of Elvis Presley and I would like to keep his memory alive. I want to keep his legacy alive because he was such a wonderful person. And yes, today's the reason for today's video is to talk about the song Burning Love. I think people have heard the song because it's been featured a lot it was a big hit for Elvis back in the 70s, and it's now featured in commercials, in films, in lots of different things on TV. So it might be familiar with people, even with the younger generation. And the thing is, I want to discuss this song. It's got a history to it, and there's a story behind this song Burning Love, because it was a big hit, but there's reasons why Elvis Presley did not like to record this song. There's some fascinating reasons why he really disliked the song, even though it was his biggest hit, you know. So we're going to find out, why did Elvis Presley refuse to record the song? And he had to be persuaded, and so many times he had to be persuaded to record the song, but he wasn't really in the mood to do rock and roll songs, because he said that he couldn't come across really good rock and roll songs when he wanted to record the song. And all the rock and roll songs that were introduced to Elvis, he wasn't really keen on them, because Elvis, he had really high standards. He wouldn't just take any rock and roll song and record it. He had to listen to the lyrics again and again. He was a really fussy, and he had really high standards. He was more or less a perfectionist when it came to his songs. Okay, so he was asked back in the 70s why, because he moved away. You know, he was doing lots of rock and roll songs back in the 50s, late 50s, early 60s, but then he moved away from rock and roll songs. He started to do his movies. He had a 10-year contract to do movies. So he wasn't producing rock and roll songs. And in the 70s, this song, Burning Love, was a big hit for Elvis. It was recorded, firstly, it was recorded by somebody called sorry. His name was Arthur Alexander. And then after Arthur, he recorded it, second to Arthur. He recorded the song, or he did a copy of the song, a cover of the song. And it was really upbeat. The way Elvis sang it was really light-hearted, with a faster tempo. It was really, you know, it was really funny. It was upbeat. It had a sense of humor to it. And yes, it was a song about passion, about love, about sex. It was a very passionate song, and it's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorite rock and roll songs from the 70s, that Elvis did in the 70s. It was such a high energy song as well, but Elvis refused to record it for some reason. So I had decided to delve into it and find out why he refused to record the song, because I found it really strange, because it was a hit. It was #1 in the charts, in the Billboard charts back in the 70s. No, it was #2 in the Billboard charts, and it was number 1 in the Cashbox charts, if my memory serves me right. Yes, it's one of my favorite songs actually, and also it's a very well known tune. You know, it was very successful for Elvis. It's very popular. Everybody likes Burning Love. I don't know who doesn't like that song. So I decided to find out and see what this is all about. Why Elvis, which he has a good he has a good tune in his mind. He's really good at selecting very, very good songs. And I actually want to know why he didn't want to record Burning Love. And his heart wasn't in it. He didn't feel nothing for the song. He was just so flat. So right, let's have a look at the reasons why he refused to record the song. Um, well, he didn't feel it was a good enough song, and later it turned out to be one of his best songs, and he loved to sing it on stage. Initially, he never wanted to record the song. He never wanted to sing the song on stage when he was performing during his concerts. He he didn't want to sing that song, and mainly it's people also say it's because during that time, 1972, he was uh, he was in the middle of a breakup. He split up from Priscilla. She actually took him to court to divorce him, and she went to live in LA. She took Lisa Marie with her. So he was going through a bad time, and he wasn't really in the mood to sing rock and roll songs, happy songs. He he moved along to do more ballads, bittersweet ballads, tearjerkers, heartbreak ballads, more soulful ballad type of music he was into at that time. And and if you watch Elvis Presley uh, record, when you watch Elvis Presley sing that song in concert, he normally uses a piece of paper. He's got the lyrics written down on a piece of paper, and he reads from the paper. He reads the lyrics from the paper. Now, people will tell you, all his managers, his father, everybody surrounding Elvis Presley, his nearest and dearest, they will tell you that he had more or less a photographic memory. And why he didn't memorize that song, I can only I can only conclude that it's because he wasn't really into the song. He didn't want to record it. His mind was elsewhere. He wasn't really happy. He he did a lot of breakup songs during that time, and he wasn't really in the mood to record this song. But I can also say this is not necessarily true, because Elvis was doing ballads way before he recorded Burning Love. Back in the 60s, during all his films, they have ballads. You know, Love Me Tender, Loving You. Um, most of his songs, they have so many slow love songs, breakup songs, ballads. And he was doing songs like Separate Ways. He was doing Always on My Mind. He was doing lots of ballads even before the song Burning Love came on the scene. And he didn't really care for the song actually. Um, but for me, I love that song. It's my favorite rock and roll song from Elvis Presley. But as time moved on, we can see that the ballads that he produced after Burning Love were not really successful. But whenever he produced a rock and roll song, such as Burning Love. Then he went to produce Promised Land. It was a hit. So it's wrong to say that he only wanted to do ballads after his breakup with Priscilla. That's not necessarily true. That's all I really wanted to say. But because the song it's got seduction in it, it's got a build-up of energy and tension and urgency, and it's got emotional. It's a very emotional song. It's to do with the fire within your soul, how the chemistry between two people in love with each other. So he didn't think, he wasn't really in the mood for it because he was going through this breakup, as we've discussed. But that wasn't the main reason. It wasn't the main reason. Another reason he didn't really want to record this song was to do with the lyrics of the song. It had to do with religion, because he didn't want to use religion with a song that dealt with sex. Like it didn't line up. It didn't really, the words didn't go together. Like when he says, what's the song? What does it say? What does it say here? God Almighty, I feel my temperature rising. Yeah? Well, the use of God Almighty, he didn't want that in the song. He didn't want to use God because he didn't feel it was right. Well, Elvis, he couldn't reconcile the words God Almighty, yeah, with seduction, with sex, with the feelings of sexual energy. Um, it had innuendo, sexual innuendos. It was teasing people. There was a big outburst of sexual energy in the song. So when you say God Almighty, I feel my temperature rising. I don't know if anybody remembers the beginning. It says, God Almighty, I feel my temperature rising. Higher and higher, it's burning through to my soul. Well, God Almighty, he had an issue with God Almighty. So that's another reason why he didn't really want to record the song. And also the chorus part. He had a problem with the chorus part where it says, your kisses lift me higher like the sweet song of a choir. Well, he thought, kisses lifting you higher like the sweet song of a choir. These words don't really go together like a poem. So when he did sing the song, he wanted to remove that bit, but he couldn't. So he would say, when he used to sing the song, you couldn't really hear the lyrics clearly. Your kisses lift me higher like the sweet song of a choir. So he didn't want to sing word for word, sweet song of a choir. He didn't really think that was good. So because don't forget, Elvis, he knows the music that suits him. He knows the words, the lyrics that would appeal to people. Yeah? That's why Elvis is the king. That's why he's the king of music, the king of hearts, the king of rock and roll, because he chose his songs very carefully. He was brilliant at choosing the right songs at the right time. Okay? and he put every passion, every meaning into his songs. And he felt that this song, he couldn't really at that time put his passion into it because he was going through a bad time. Yeah. Um, and also Elvis wrote the end of the song itself. So he said at the end, "I'm just a hunk of burning love." So he's the one who added the last verse. "I'm just a hunk of burning love, just a hunk of burning love. I'm just a hunk of burning love." Well, that was Elvis's idea at the end, and everybody thought that was so good. It was great that he used those last verses. Yeah, and anyway, he sang this song at the Aloha concert. He sang this song, "Burning Love," during his concerts. Initially in the early 70s, then in 1975 and 76, he really did sing this song, "Burning Love." So it must have grown on him as he got happier in his life. He put all his energy into that song. He really enjoyed it. Okay, so well, Arthur's version is also very good, but they're very completely different ones. They're completely different. Elvis used a chorus. No, sorry, he used the choir to do the chorus bit, whereas Arthur, the one who originally sung the song, the person who originally sang the song, which is also very, very good, but you can't compare the two because they're different. Yeah, it's more flat. When Arthur sings that song, it's flatter and it's slower paced. When Elvis sings the song, it's all keyed up, it's faster tempo, it's more energetic, it's more light-hearted, funny, seductive, you know, and there's a burst of energy at the end of the song. So Elvis used to like them type of songs where you build the energy, you build the song, and it reaches a climax. And he was loved those songs where you build to a climax. Yeah. So right. So then it grew on him. He decided to record it. He was happy, and it became a very, very good song for him. Very successful. Yeah, very successful. Also, I noticed one thing during the Aloha concert. There's part, there's, Elvis is so respectful because that concert was the biggest concert he ever did, the Aloha concert in 1973. And approximately 3.2 billion people watched the um, the concert. So there was this part where it says where he sings, "It's coming closer, the flames are now licking my body." Licking. He didn't want to use the word licking because it sounded crude and rude. Yeah. So he changed the lyrics. He changed that one word and he used the word reaching. The flames are now reaching my body instead of licking my body, because he wanted to be respectful. High society people were at the concert. There was presidential people there. There were so many people. It was a very, very big concert for him, the biggest concert. So he uses the word reaching. The flames are now reaching my body. So he says, The flames are now reaching my body. Please won't you help me? I feel like I'm drifting away. So that's another thing, because he wanted to be respectful to all the millions of people, billions of people watching that concert. So he didn't want to use the word licking. He didn't like it. And anyway, after Burning Love, Elvis continued to produce ballads. He wasn't doing many rock and roll songs, and the song Burning Love was re-released on many occasions, and it featured in lots of soundtracks and lots of videos, lots of commercials and film soundtracks. So yeah, that's how younger generation get to know the song, because it's been re-released over the years. And that's it really. That's it. I just want to check if there's anything else that I've missed out. It took Elvis about 6 sessions before he recorded the final version of the song. His producer had to persuade him, and the name of his producer was Felton Jarvis. And he's the one who knew it would suit Elvis. Burning Love suits Elvis to the T, because that's his style of singing. You know, Elvis, that song was meant to be for Elvis, and it was. It was so successful. He sang it during his concert, Elvis on Tour. He sang the song in the 70s, in the late 70s. Yeah, so I don't think I've left anything out really. Anyway, some people, as I said, some people say that he didn't want to sing the song because of Priscilla, but because he was upset about the breakup with Priscilla. But that's not necessarily true. I debunked that, because he did sing lots of ballads in the 70s, lots of heartbreak songs, you know. You've Lost That Loving Feeling, Always on My Mind, Separate Ways, It's a Matter of Time. And in the early 60s, oh my God, the number of ballads he produced. You only have to look at his films and you'll see. Anyway, that's it really. This wraps it up for today. And thank you for watching the video. And I'll talk to you soon, okay? So I am checking out now. And I'll talk to you soon, guys. Have a lovely day. Take care.